Well, hello, turds. Hello and welcome and welcome and hello, you stupid, stupid turds. I hope you turds didn't do anything stupid yesterday around SoFi earnings. There was a lot of bitching and moaning, talks of manipulation. Guys, it wasn't really manipulation. What's up, Joel? Hello and welcome, Joel. Hello and welcome and welcome and hello. Guys, we are talking SoFi stock. It's Halloween. Trick or treat, bitches. Guys, yesterday was an emotional roller coaster. A lot of us saw earnings come out as a big beat. The press was kind of in that same vein. The narrative was very positive there at the beginning. Um, Stock shot up on a pump. It wasn't like huge, but I think pre-market the stock got up to like 15% or something. And then even during trading, it was moving, but just sold off, sold off, sold off. Actually, back down into the red. I think $6.70 or something. I'm not going to go back and look because I just don't give a flying F. But in any case, guys, I just want to point out what's happening right now, which is the FUD narrative army is gathering its forces. To basically throw this narrative I was talking about at this, and they can try to create this narrative no matter what the numbers say. I told you guys the stock can sell off no matter what, and yesterday you may or may not realize this, but the net borrowing on the SoFi stock was almost 8 million shares. So, like, more than 5% of the entire churn was just borrowing. So, basically, the stock was going to run on that ER 100%. I mean, it was not only was the growth story huge, um, just beyond what anybody expected. I was the only one stupid enough to be calling for 3 billion in new deposits, and they just missed it by 100 million at 2.9 billion. And then the member growth, guys. What do you think? Do you think retail is selling? Are you stupid? These last 2 quarters, that's the narrative they want to create. The stock is selling off, guys, and the usual suspects are here. I'm not talking about, the Baldwin and Fenster and McManus and all that. I'm talking about the Chia Pet. I'm talking about Morgan Stanley. I'm talking about KBW. I'm talking about the guys that anytime SoFi gets positive momentum, positive press, they come out and they do their ungrades. At least, I actually was reading the Chia Pet's comment. Like, the guy, frankly, he's probably been in this industry forever. He knows probably a million times more than I do about these topics. Um, and he actually came out with reasonable notes. Like, at least I totally disagree with him in his interpretation and sort of his application of reality. I don't know if he's on a ton of hallucinogenic drugs, or maybe he got kicked by a horse. I'm not sure. But no, seriously, the guy's a professional. And I actually read, I was like, okay, well, that's an argument. I disagree, but it's an argument. The other nameless, faceless, spineless, wienerless analysts that come out and just put these okay, we got the ungrade. I think people are talking about this actually was an upgrade from a sell to a hold. This is an ungrade, guys. He's saying the stock is worth less than it is right now. They knew the stock was going to go up a bit today, guys. It was primed. They shorted the bejesus out of it yesterday. 8 million shares. The real people were buying. The only people selling yesterday were computers. And those trades, those shorts, that attack was locked in before the ER was ever released. That's what I'm telling you. They don't care. These are mechanics. They're mechanics. They do what they do. They don't care if the company is doing good or bad. Like yesterday, that was designed to drive the stock down $1. Okay? I hope you guys understand that. Yesterday, the stock should have sold off $1 according to these, geniuses that program these algos to short the stock. But it didn't. It held on because the ER was actually excellent. The growth was incredible. EPS was a beat by 5 cents compared to the sandbagging bullshit projections of Wall Street. But guys, the Chia Pet, at least he had the guts to come out and just put a straight sell at $3 and just reiterate it and put out a note. And I respect you, Chia Pet. I respect that move. You actually, let's not do like 5 more reiterations to try to kill a rally, should one materialize. But then you have, again, KBW, an unknown analyst. Ooh, parts unknown. He's a hold at 750. Andrew Jeffrey, people are making a lot of this. It's ridiculous. But he's still a buy. He reiterated his buy, came down to 14. I believe he was at 16. And guys, let's face it, these analyst ratings do chase stocks. They do chase price action for better or for worse. Um, some of the well-known, sort of well-respected analysts don't want to have price targets that just seem completely unrealistic. So for him to go to 14, which is still 90% upside, I'm not mad at him. My price target again is 1375 once we make a net profit, and that is announced after Q4. So he's right in line with me. Look at him. He's a solid 5-star analyst, and DannyDealz is solid 5-star gray matter upstairs, or at least once I did. I had a clear, sharp mind when I was a youngster. You guys wouldn't have believed it. Them with their big bullum heads, laughing and loving. Who the hell's here? Is anybody watching? Yes, there are a few of you here. Joel, I said hello to you already. Roland Dubs, what's up, buddy? Not a lurker, hello. What's up? Hi, bro, my whale spouting friend from Korea. Lee Armstrong, I am the man, or I'm a man. Um, that's true. So, but so are you, Lee. So are you. We're all equal in the eyes of Lee Armstrong. Weren't you? Are you the guy who landed on the moon? Or are you the guy with one testicle who rode the bike? I get my Armstrongs mixed up, guys. Alberto Bertie Ables, still picking up this cheap stuff. Yep, no problem. Guys, it's still a great place to buy. Remember, these institutions were buying the SPAC. Institutions and Noto were buying at 12, at 13. A lot of people saw this coming several years ago. Knew this company was going to be successful, knew that management was great. I was one of those people. Now, do I love the fact that it, has made these trips down to the fours and been bouncing all over the place, and shorts have been making money hand over fist off the stock? No, I don't. But guys, take a look at the chart. And again, this is my contention that for better or for worse, we never really truly broke down out of this channel. Everybody's saying, okay, at this point, our bombs away. Here comes 4. I'm buying at $1.80. Yeah, I love the stock. I just want to buy it 75 cents after the reverse split. Like, fuck you guys. Like, this never even broke down below this channel. This is bullshit. From right here on the 12th to right here, they were shorting the stock every single day for 10 trading days. They shorted, it was, I did a video. If you idiots want to go back and watch it, I don't really care, guys. If it doesn't show, I'm frustrated. I haven't got enough sleep. I'm annoyed at the stock. I'm annoyed at the analysts. I'm mostly annoyed at myself because I saw that ER and I was like, okay, it's actually going to run. If you guys saw my, I was like, okay, we're probably going to hold 10% gain today because I'm like, this is that impressive. Like, Turds, in the last 2 quarters, we've added 1.3 million new members and 5.6 billion in bank deposits. Okay, retarders aren't going to dump on those numbers. Even retarders are morons, but we're not that stupid. Okay, what else is on my whiteboard? Okay, 7.2 million shares borrowed yesterday, guys. The stock still basically held its own. I mean, but that whole drop was just a bunch of stupid shorting, which makes no sense given where we are. But the only thing that really makes sense to me is Wall Street wants to kill this stock or hold it back as long as they possibly can. And the only thing, I don't think they're really afraid of Galileo. They should be. But I think what they're afraid of is just their customers moving to SoFi, that SoFi can pay an interest rate that is not 0.05%, that is 4.6%. I mean, who with a lot of, and the customers they're bringing in are good customers. The numbers were crazy. With their student loan borrowers, the FICO was like 780. The average customer who has a money account has over $5,000 in their savings. So I know that you're saying that's not that much, but remember, these are young people. Most people have zero savings. These are people with high credit, good jobs. Um, And that's not counting money they have in their invest account. Now I know, SoFi can't lend on that money, etc. But you really want bank deposits. That's the key. And that was the shocking number. I mean, even Tanner, who is a SoFi bull, I mean, you know, died in the wool SoFi bull, in my opinion. Now he's extremely realistic and, just analytical, unlike myself. So he gives you more of a balanced, realistic perspective than I do. But even he, I think, was calling like 2.3 billion in deposits, and even the most bullish people I was hearing were calling for like 2.6. So I really feel just vindicated. I really feel good about me. I'm gonna take a big swim in Lake U, or Lake Me, or whatever, Lake Mead. But guys, I'm getting a little bit far afield. I wanted to keep this one quick. But I just want to talk about. We have a guy here, an outstanding commenter, Hybrid Duncan. With Noto, we get Hybrid Noto. We get the photogenic salesman and spokesman. We get the team builder, team leader. But also, don't forget, we have two CEOs. Anthony Noto is a numbers guy. Anthony Noto is a finance guy. Besides the fact that he was, his college major was mechanical engineering, he was top of his class, the military academy, all American football player, trained as an Army Ranger. Despite all those things, he was CFO of the NFL. He was CFO of Twitter. Look at this guy's resume. He's one of the most respected guys on Wall Street. You don't think? I think his calm demeanor just belies the fact that the guy is an absolute killer, an absolute genius with finance and numbers, and he could just run circles around the Chia Pet, who could run circles around DannyDealz, with his knowledge of these topics. But what now? Listen, guys, we have good volume. You don't want insane volume. You don't want insane moves up. You don't want 20% moves. Um, you don't want you don't want to see uh 200 million in volume where the stock, is just shorted. It just creates these bubbles. It creates these it creates way too much volatility. It has to deflate, it has to rebalance. Remember, institutions, many people move slowly. They're not up, hanging on pins and needles on earnings. So if the stock goes crazy, they're going to react in their time, on their schedule. They're going to adjust. Things are going to come back into balance. Like, huge moves on huge volume are just generally unsustainable. That's not what we want. This company stands on its merits, and we want steady increase into next quarter's ER. Then we want steady increase after that as institutions come in, stabilize the stock for the long term. We want institutions, pension funds, etc., that are going to hold the stock for years and years and years, wait for that free cash flow, wait for those dividends, and people who realize the stock is just far too cheap right now. A lot of the analysts have stopped talking about valuation concerns. Remember, guys, what I've told you over and over. The bulls will be SoFi specific. They will present data about SoFi. And listen to Noto. He's like, it doesn't even matter what the economy is because we're taking share from our competitors. It's not a macro thing that we're taking share. It's not the high interest rates that we're taking share. It's not just the environment right now. We're taking share from big banks. We will continue to take share from big banks in any economy under any conditions because we have a better business model that's better for the consumer, and the big banks simply cannot do it because of their legacy costs, their legacy attitudes, all of these types of things. So, guys, just wanted to give you a little bit. And look, the stock is up today, and it's not particularly shocking, but shorts aren't going to be borrowing, a ton of shares today because they were wanting to cover at those lows. And I'm sure I haven't really looked at this. I might look like a fool, but yeah, return shares, borrowed shares, almost nothing. So yeah, so they're returning. Wait, no, it's even. So they're not covering. It's just totally even. Cost to borrow max 2.32. So yeah, so shorts are basically doing nothing, and the stock is up 6%. So they're not covering at all. So this is just basically buyers coming into the stock. Days to cover remains at 3. So shorts basically still have their noses wide open going into that Q4 net profit ER, which I believe is extremely foolhardy, but remember most of these short sellers, this is not most, all. They're not shorting with their own money. They're shorting like client money, institutional money. So, if you're some short long turd at one of these major financial institutions and you just need a few $1 million to short SoFi and a bunch of them do it, it's just like a blip on their radar. It's a tiny fractional rounding error of nothing to go ahead and short SoFi. So even if they lose a little money recklessly shorting the stock, they don't care if they can, sort of hurt SoFi, hold back SoFi, not allow SoFi to, make an acquisition, not, get talent they want because there's so much stock-based compensation. So talent that may come to SoFi wants to see a company with a stock doing well, etc., etc., etc. But as usual, guys, I would yeah, and this is the only other thing I was talking about was trying to create the false narrative, and that's where the ratings, that's where the articles start to come in. If you actually look at where things are, Seeking Alpha just kind of puts up. I like this guy's very bullish non-Velshi, but they usually have like a news flow. Um, yeah, Seeking Alpha versus Wall Street rating. So a lot of holds on the stock. Seeking Alpha rating, they're much more bullish. Of course, Fiorio's here dominating these other turds at Seeking Alpha, but they have 5 strong buys, 8 buys, only 4 holds. So Wall Street analysts, I take them with a huge grain of salt because I think not only do they have a certain agenda, but they just have a certain way they think about things. But I just wanted to kind of read you Chiavarini's like analysis, and you guys can see what you think. I'm not extremely mad at it. He's always been very bearish on the stock before he wasn't. Remember, he had a buy in like $12 back when the company was doing not nearly this well. So it's counterintuitive, it's illogical, it makes absolutely no sense. But anyway, this is over on Tip Ranks. He maintained a sell rating and a $3 target. He increased the price target to $3 from zero, which that's not true. It's just like a auto-generated thing, I think. But anyway, sell rating due to a mix of factors. Concerns mainly revolve around impending capital restrictions and deceleration in revenue growth. This is just ridiculous. This is evident from SoFi's recent announcement aimed at relieving capital constraints. Okay, so the $2 billion forward flow agreement with potential loss sharing arrangement and $375 million ABS transaction with BlackRock, where SoFi presumably retains the residual interest and associated credit risk. So he's basically saying that these deals they made to not sell their loans, kind of lay off their loans in sort of common parlance. He's basically saying they're still assuming a lot of the downside credit risk, or at least part of the downside credit risk for these borrowers, which I believe is actually true. But if you look at SoFi's delinquency rates and such, they're still very much under control, very under pre-COVID levels. So um, and they continue. If you listen to Noto yesterday, they continue to tighten and tighten and tighten their lending standards as the economy gets, a little bit worse and defaults go up other places. SoFi just gets more and more selective, and they're able to do that because they're pretty small fry right now. And they're gaining market share very quickly, so they can just take the very best of the best borrowers and just either refer the others to some other underwriter or just reject them wholesale. But if they can help them, it's better for SoFi because they might be able to bring them on as a member and basically refer their loan off to another lender that will lend to people with lower credit scores, lower incomes, etc. And then of course SoFi also has other technologies to analyze borrowers in terms of their cash flows, their expenses, and they are somewhat unique in that respect. Anyway, furthermore, so he also talks about the company's management acknowledged the potential negative impact of sustained high interest rates on upcoming quarters. And yeah, that's obviously true. I mean, if it hits the economy, goes into a recession, but this is like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you don't sell any loans, they say nobody wants your loans. If you do sell some loans, they say, your balance sheet's too tight. You need to relieve these capital constraints, etc. It's just baloney. SoFi has plenty of room on their balance sheet, and they just added another $3 billion in deposits. And Touchdown DannyDealz did an analysis of for each billion you add, they can make like $700 million in new loans. So That right there expands their lending capacity last quarter by like 2.1 billion. If his analysis is correct, of course. I am not smart enough to tell you whether it is or it isn't, but I have to assume it is because he wears a suit and tie and looks somewhat official. Furthermore, Chiaverini expressed worry over the potential loss sharing involved new funding. That's not that's the same thing you said above. That's not furthermore. That's the same exact thing. Um, Oh, this is a bunch of bullshit. SoFi's decision to retain 100% of the residual and associated risk, and remember the BlackRock deal is only 375 million out of their loans on their books, which is what, like, 10 billion, 13 billion, something. So it's a very small percentage. And like, this is a good thing for SoFi. They got good terms on these deals. They want to make it, of course, again, narrative, false narrative. Finally, despite the raised guidance for 2023, listen to this quote, Chiaverini points out management's indication of slowing growth in the lending segment in 2024. Yes, interest rates are higher for longer. People are not going to want to borrow money at higher rates. These are just, again, general sort of boilerplate comments. His apprehensions about SoFi's future performance, including a potential mild recession in 2024, leading to weakening credit trends, have led him to maintain an underperform rating on this company. Yeah. So there you have it, guys. And it's not just him, it's Morgan Stanley with an ungrade. They kept their price target of 7, but got to the top of the list by changing from a sell to a hold. So it's not an upgrade at all. It's just to try to push Truist down. And then Chiaverini, the Chia Pet, he's sell at a 3. The unknown analyst hold at 750. So all these guys that put these price targets that are sort of right at the money, they're basically saying, hey, don't buy the stock right now. There's no upside. It's designed to take the steam out of rallies, and that's these guys' job. So that's what they do. Again, just looking at the rankings, and this is their own site. They put this guy on. He's gotten actually even worse. He has like 1/10 of a star. He's number 8,200 out of 8,500 Wall Street analysts and 32,000 out of 35,000 experts. His success rate is now less than a third, and his average return is still very negative. Remember, he had a buy on the SoFi stock. Oh no, that's not his SoFi rating. I'm sorry. SoFi, yeah, he had a buy back here at the beginning of 2023 when the stock was like, I don't know what it was, $6-7, and then moved to sell, sell, sell. So back here, he thought SoFi was worth more than $5. Here, he thought it was worth more than 7 or whatever, and now he thinks it's worth 3. So it makes absolutely zero sense if he was trying to be accurate. But again, I said this until I'm blue in the face. This guy's job is not to try to give accurate, analysis. He's a hired gun. That's my opinion. Anyway, guys, unless anybody has anything brilliant to say, that's really all I wanted to get to you with. But they're gonna step this thing, guys, just like this. Like, this is my analysis of the chart. Like, the algo steps this thing down in these increments. You can see it was kind of here. I don't know what that is. Right around this 732 to I'm actually a little bit off on that line. It was actually should be more in this range. 736, kind of where we are right now, basically. The next step up will be right into this $7.77, $70.79 range. And then the next step up will be where they started shorting really heavily, which is $8.25. So I think it's very conceivable we hit that $8.25 line by the end of the week. Now, I know options aren't saying that. I know Max Payne's not saying that, and they bought these really low puts. But the bottom line is, guys, all these puts, like, those guys were wrong. Those guys were wrong. They were not expecting that ER. They were not expecting that membership growth, the revenue growth, the big EBITDA guidance raise, the assuredness, the self-assured statement that we are making a profit next quarter with almost no equivocation. So these shorts were wrong. That's why shorting should have consequences. It's just like they continue to short the SoFi stock on this narrative that people like Cheever. And the only thing out of these like 4 horsemen, KBW, Morgan Stanley, the Chia Pet, where is the bologna sandwich? Where is he with the downgrade? I'm predicting a downgrade to like 450 and a sell, something like that. If the stock starts to rally like tomorrow, the bologna sandwich will hit it. He'll slap it right in the face with some mayo. Anyway, guys, I digress. But So this is changing really quickly, guys. But right now, I think at the beginning of the day, they had Max Payne at 7. Looking at the cash, it's closer to 750. Um, let's see. I'm trying to calculate this in my head. Yeah, hmm, I think Max Payne right now is something like hmm, 725. I'm not really sure, but I have to do a little bit of work on that. But guys, bottom line, option they bought all these puts, they lost. They're not going to push this thing down to $6 this week. I don't think so. Not on these numbers. I think institutions are coming in right now. I think people are blown away by that growth. And what matters, guys, is the deposit growth. Now, I don't like the fact that product ads were only, just over a million. Last quarter, they're like 900. I'm not seeing enough acceleration and cross selling, but Noto really, really highlighted the strength of Galileo and what they're expecting to see with these RFPs, bringing on new big customers. I mean, he's basically all but saying we're going to land some of these big banks. I mean, he really is almost saying it. So I don't know what you guys want to hear, but he is sounding extremely bullish on Galileo, and that has been one of the big bear theses. More like feces, but they are theses. Anyway, guys, that's the SOFI stock. Ticker symbol is SOFI. Let me quickly go over your comments. If anybody has any comments, any analysis that actually could make sense of the situation rather than smearing feces on it as I have. Um, in any case, guys, I just want to see where are we right now. Yeah, we're holding up quite nicely there, the 735 area. I'm up 40 cents today. That's just fine. 42 million shares traded. Um, Basically, I just want to also comment just quickly, guys. The horrible macro is like cited by the bears as a reason to downgrade SoFi and not to buy SoFi. And I guess it just depends on your point of view, how you look at the world, the glass half full. But I'm I'm looking at that as a huge bullish factor that SoFi is able to turn in this performance under these really stressful conditions that are sending other companies just, into the toilet. SoFi just continues to shine and rise and accelerate. So Anthony Noto's living his best life. He's living his best life. Um, and who could blame him? Like, I'm thankful we have like Lapointe and Noto. We have, two incredible CFOs, one incredible CEO. I know there's a whole team there. I know I whine like a huge Karen about stock-based compensation. But they seem to have built the best. They seem to have built a team that can handle just about anything you throw at them. And we are paying a lot for that team, but I think in the end, it will pay off. We paid a lot for Galileo and Technesis. I think in the end, it will pay off. This is a stock for somebody with vision and patience and not a big hamster on crack brain Karen such as myself. But I am going to hold. I'm going to grit my teeth and hold. Guys, who's here? Montana, what's up? Yeah, that's true, Trout Fisher. Lee Armstrong, Danny, few ratings on tip ranks. Yep. I'll hit you with those one more time, Lee. I did go over those. Let's see. Who do we got? Performance was good. Guidance was good. This first time been, yeah. It's crazy, my whale friend. Uh, but I like this trade, this short attack was loaded before they ever saw the numbers, and they didn't expect the numbers to be this good, and now they're caught. In the real world, they're caught and they get punished. But what happened yesterday? They completely turned off the volume. No institutions were buying. Look at the volume. There's no spikes. There's no big orders. It's I'm not saying manipulation, collusion, illegal bullshit, tomfoolery, buggery, whatever you want to call it. It happened yesterday. That was a big freaking beat. That was huge growth. The stock should have moved up, but what happens? They short the hell out of it, borrow 8 million net shares, no big buys coming from from Wall Street or anywhere else. You think that could be tacit cooperation? I don't know. Don't get me on one of these stupid manipulation conspiracy rants because it doesn't matter because we can't control it anyway. Paul Clark, what's up, Paul? M. Russo, what's up, M. Russo? German pound cake. Who doesn't love pound cake? It's so rich, it's so delicious. Ryan Copy. Toast and SoFi are very similar. I do not like Toast, Ryan. I've analyzed the company. I don't like Toast. Um, it's a good company, but they have a lot of competition in that space, and I think I think honestly merchants get very wary of these companies that provide sort of their cash register inventory management, which is not difficult software or anything. It's just off the shelf software. Like it's on the cloud. It's no big deal. And then they charge you like 3-4% for credit card processing. I think it really kills small business. But I don't know if Toast charges those rates. But I will go over Toast again, and I'll try. I keep saying I'll try to do a video on it, but I guys generally I only do videos on stuff that like I'm buying and stuff that so that's kind of where I'm putting my money where my mouth is, my mouth where my money is, whatever. My mind on my money and my money on my mind. But yeah, I'll check out Toast more carefully, Ryan. I've had a number of people espresso that they like the stock. So who am I to argue with Ryan Kruppy or Kaupy, Kaup, however I say that. Alberto Bertiel's Beach Boy, let's go. You and Beach Boy go to the beach. It's sunny out here today. M Russo 215, you're here. Paul Clark, what's up? So cold, what's up? I wanted to go lower. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that, but you had your chance yesterday. Went down to 760. What are you looking for? If you're looking for 5 or something, I don't think you're gonna find it. You better go on a scavenger hunt. Happy Halloween, guys. Creme de la creme customers. Testing 1 2 3. It is really live. Heirloom cedar. Korean whale. Performance was good. Guidance was good. First time I've seen a stock hit like this by short selling. Oh, I've seen it hundreds of times. It's tons of fun. You get kicked in the balls, you ice them down, and you come back at it again the next day. That's investing. You got to cover your testicles when you invest with these shorts. There are sharks. They don't care. They're mechanics. I'm telling you this. The numbers could have been anything short of a gap net profit. They would have completely attacked the stock. Didn't matter if it was 1 cent. Don't matter. They're like, it don't matter. It doesn't. Um, they do need to be scared of Galileo JKL 146. Money talks, as Noto said, 60% non-lending revenue. Tech is starting. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. And imagine they start landing these big banks. Like just the revenue from servicing their tech side is going to be more than SoFi's revenue complete. I mean, these big banks, their churn is incredible. So I mean, if SoFi can get in that door and with Galileo, I think it's really good. Good morning, Bobby Joe. Not a lurker. Listening to rerun later. What's up? How are you? Good. Thank you. I am okay. I'm a little bit tired, but I did get some sleep. So, per your instructions, not a lurker. Um, C-Bar Engineering. Here comes the pump. Hi, everybody. Hi, Tiff. How are you? Not a lurker. Tiff, what's up? 10X taking a dump. Yeah. No, I know. Don't worry about 10X. I bought a bunch of 10X yesterday. 10X is fine. This is what happens with these stocks, guys. They got short, long hedge funds on the board. They're completely crushing the stock. Remember, they just bought the offering at 72 cents. So there's not a big short on the stock. They can't make anything driving into 18 cents. They have to pump it. So don't worry about penny stocks, guys. If you don't like the paper losses, don't buy penny stocks. You have to wait. You have to wait for the pump. That company has a drug going into a P3 trial. The drug's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Their whole market cap's 4 million. They got like 10 million cash on hand. It's a ridiculous upside down situation. But yes, it is probably going to zero. We're probably completely fucked. Not much. Bunch of stuff to do at the ATM. Don't go to the ATM. Use SoFi. No, I'm just joking. Hey, DD. Notice said they have 9 sources of business. Yep. What a day. Someone wake up, manager. Not a lurker. Just slept. It's better that way. Piet Van Lerberg. Hello, sorry I mispronounced your name. Hello, SoFi to the moon. Greetings from Belgium. What's up? How's Belgium today? Hope it's well. Hope it's peaceful. A lot of tumult around the world. Heirloom Cedar, if you trust RSI, it looks like we're set up to move rest of the week. Yeah, I completely agree. As I just said, I think we're going to move up to $8.30 this week. LOL. Hit the thumbs up. Absolutely. Your lips to God's ears. Return to God, you guys keep commenting. I don't know what the hell's going on here. By the way, I would be remiss to say the only thing better than SoFi stock is Princess J. my beautiful girlfriend. So I don't think you're watching because you have better things to do. But if you are, I want to say I love you, honey. You're even better than SoFi stock, and that is a very, very high bar, but it's not even close. If you are watching, I love you, sweetheart. Back to this. What's up, Chatch Bags? We are live. Flesh infection. Why don't you get that looked at? Why don't you get some antibiotics already? You've had that infection ever since you started commenting. S&P 500 2025 could be. I don't know if 2025 for the S&P 500, but 2026, 2027. Six sells in like what, 3 months? Bear feces. Yep, bear feces, bear shit in the woods. Noto said the driving growth factor, SoFi tech side, tech company. Somebody's giving me a lot of hearts. Oh, that is Princess J. Hello, Princess J. Good morning. What a lovely surprise. The rest of you turds, you can go away. Let me talk to Princess Jane. No, I'm just joking. You turds are still welcome. Money spells good at this price. SoFi may be a buy of a lifetime. Yeah, I mean, that's what they're saying about New. That's what they're saying about PayPal. Like, Fintech's really down. Just don't buy a firm. Don't buy something stupid. Don't be stupid, you moron, as Howard Stern's father used to say. What do you think about monthly 401k purchases that happens for millions of Americans at the month, part of their pay having an effect on rising end of the month institutions buy? Yeah, I mean, these money flows in different time periods. Like sometimes it's quarterly, sometimes it's monthly. So yes, and what quarter it is, people have more money depending on what quarter. I think that's why summer was so good, is because SoFi has a lot of self-employed people, a lot of gig people, a lot of creative people, and they do better in the summer. Nobody else was saying that. Nobody else was talking about my idea about false float. Guys, I make up some stupid shit, but at least it's original. Who's talking about false float? What is that concept? It's complete nonsense. I pulled it out of my deuce. Um, anyway, yesterday the short selling ratio was over 70%. It was ridiculous, wasn't it? I'm not the only one who thinks that was fucking ridiculous. So many things are just absurd. Up is down, right is left, cats are dogs. It's bizarro world. Big up to Cutes, by the way. Cutie strong. Cutie's a warrior. Big up to Cutes. Um, let's see who else is here. We got like 69, dude. To quote Spicoli. Let's see. I am keeping it real, Brian Burrow Maxentig. Absolutely. Brian Boruma Maxenatig. What a great name. Um, Only second to Amigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. I have a secret for you. I am not left-handed either. Mandy Patinkin, what a great role. Anyway, guys, so who else is here? I think we have a big move once we hit profit in the institution. I think we have a big move once we hit profit because the stock's been artificially depressed. Like, people are talking about this valuation is too high. This valuation's too low, guys. 7 billion. The thing hasn't started working yet. We have not seen what this company could do. That's what I mean. Everybody's saying, oh, macro's bad. That's bad for SoFi. SoFi's still crushing it in a horrible macro. What do you think they're going to do when rates come down and things are good? They're going to absolutely go off like a freaking, it's going to be gasoline on a fire. They're already on fire. The structure fire, Firehouse Pete can tell you. This is already a total loss. It's completely engulfed. The stock is on fire. The company is on fire. The price action is being held down by short turd institutions and pasty, useless analysts that haven't seen the sun in weeks, and other analysts that, resemble Lurch. And again, that you could sell ad space on that 5 head to make extra money, buy some SoFi, and go get a real job. I am the real, no, not. Thank you. I am. I keep it real because I am keeping it real, to quote Brian Gumble. Let's see. Probably a double move. Yeah, it's going to be the old pump, kick in the nuts, fake dump, repump, shuffle. And I know you've seen it a million times. It's descendant of probably, let's see, we got these stupid comments. Every time you get new comments, it like pushes them all over the place. So it's like impossible to follow on my $2 side monitor. Un poco más, indeed, Matt Feldner. That's sort of like, I want to say Felder, but it's Feldner. Matt, do you know you have an extra consonant in your name? You might want to look into that. Hockey rink. What's going on with that dude who got killed with the ice skate? Jesus. I know there's you get injured in sports, but man, I know skates are sharp and stuff, but I never thought about that. God, that's horrible. I know there's a lot of horrible things going on in the world. I'm not trying to make light of any of it, but sometimes these things just shock you. Like I'm not shocked by the mass shootings anymore. I'm unfortunately, but I am shocked when somebody gets killed by a fucking ice skate. Um, so Carlos Rodriguez, my secondary sweetheart, my work wife, my work husband, whatever that would be. Maria Fatima Amida, happy Halloween to you as well, Maria Fatima Almeida. Beach Boy, I completely missed that big pump and dump of the shorts yesterday. Yeah, that's okay. Um, I own PayPal. I just bought some. I have like my average is like this, so I again listening to Steve Fioria, who I personally believe is one of the smartest guys doing like any type of financial stuff on YouTube. He's one of the guys, of course, on SoFi Weekly with Tavis, Tanner, Amit, and he is the lower left square. I always start there when I play Tic Tac Steve. But anyway, like he loves PayPal and basically saying the company's not dying. It's actually could be growing again and they make free cash flow and the valuation is just absurdly low. Almost lower than anything else he's looking at in the entire market. So I frankly trust the guy's judgment, Tiff. But those are my thoughts. I like PayPal. I have a relatively small position, and if they push it down under 50, I'm gonna make that a bigger position. As of course my bankroll allows. JKL, not a popular opinion, but at this rate, SoFi comes a buyout possibility. I mean, I don't mind being bought out, but we have to get, they have to want to pay like 3x at least the current share price. Um, these are private conversations. No pop, da da. I gotten screwed on Discord. Sorry, guys. But if you contact, okay, sorry, I don't want to read your personal conversation. Master the man bun. Boop. Guys, these are not highlights. This is just the sun hitting my man bun. So, but my hair belongs to Princess J. That's her property. So, that's really probably the only reason she stays with me, quite frankly, is because I have such great hair. It's not my sunny disposition. It's certainly not my stock advice. But she does like my hair. Thank God. My brother's like thinning hair, going bald, but he was thin. So genetics, you get what you get. Some of us are chunky monkeys, but we have a good head of hair. So count your blessings, turds. Even though most of you are probably homely and swarthy, there's probably one good quality. Maybe you have nice eyes. Maybe you're ugly as a pug, but you have nice eyes. Yeah. Oh, he has nice eyes. Yeah. Um. Um. Let's see, guys. New to check in with you. What's up, man? Yeah, you knew I had to go there, Pete. I already read his bullshit article and his comments. And they're the same thing you'd expect. Oh, the macro's getting challenging. SoFi even said if we stay high for long, it's going to be a challenge to our business. It was like it's what I always say, Pete. It's like the bears use general kind of hypothetical future stuff that might happen, and the bulls use actual data, actually what is happening, actual reality, and actual numbers. So you either have fiction or you have nonfiction, and you can choose to stick your head up your own ass if you want. And you know what was it from Tommy Boy? Is like, you can get a good look at a T-bone by sticking your head up a bull's ass, but I just prefer to take the butcher's word for it. He's like, he actually said it right, and he made his first sale. Remember that? The salesman has left the building. He's like, all right. And then he catches David Spade masturbating to a pizza or something. It's very weird. Um, Where's that girl? He's like, I was filing some papers in my briefcase. He's like, that's a pretty girl over there. Who was your favorite little rascal? Was it Spanky? Oh, just a great scene. Boy, I miss Chris Farley. Why do these fat, talented, funny guys die so young? Well, because they're fat and they do way too much drugs. Belushi, Farley, John Candy. I miss my funny fat brothers. Um, Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Topers. Um, what's going down, Pete? Pete, hopefully you're down at the firehouse collecting triple time, buying SoFi shares under your ex-wife's sister-in-law's name. Pete's probably a good guy. He's probably still got that same wife, high school sweetheart or something. Uh, Chia Pets. You guys remember that movie where Adam Sandler and the King of Queens guy were like pretending to be gay firemen? For what was going on with that? And then he was like grabbing Jessica Biel's boobs. I have no idea what was happening with that movie or why I just thought of it, but um, in any case, yeah, the ratings kill me every time too. Yeah, he's 8,300 out of 83. Yeah, he's right at the bottom, and he's that intentionally because he's not trying to be right. I don't think because if you read his comments, they're so illogical and so. I mean, at least he put out a rationale, which I'll give him credit for that. Hi Dimitri Jeet. I'm late, but glad I caught live. Yeah, me too, Dimitri. Good to see you. Hockey rinks skate are sharp only in very yeah, totally, man, total fluke. But yeah, I've never heard of that happening before. I've heard of people getting cut, but I mean, I guess maybe it hit his throat or something. I don't know if there's video, but I don't want to watch it, guys. I don't like the dark internet stuff. Like my mind has enough. My mind has enough bullshit in it just all by itself. Thank you, without going on the dark web or 4chan or fuck book or I don't know, whatever you people do on the internet. Like I can barely figure out how to use Facebook. Discord, I've never had a Discord. I did my first Reddit. I posted my first Reddit. Um, so I don't know. It's a big scary world out there that I don't really want to be a part of. I just stick with the Turd Army, let you guys interact with the outside world. You need anything from me, go through Not a Lurker. Okay? Let's see. JS, I bet Chia Pet's friends make fun of him at parties. Yeah, no, I mean, again, I think it's like some things he probably tries to rate accurately. And, maybe this is his honest opinion. Maybe it's his honest opinion that this company doesn't make sense and that the parts aren't going to work and that there's better competitors coming for Galileo. And so that's not going to be a long term, source of. I mean, he could be right. I don't know. I love SoFi. I think SoFi is going to be a huge financial institution, but there's certainly no guarantees. And, the guy has a right to make whatever call he wants. I think it's very, very ridiculous, but I don't know. Maybe he really believes it. I don't know. You can't, I can't get inside someone else's head and, figure out exactly what their motives are. I doubt he's doing something like patently illegal. I wouldn't think, the guy's a professional. So, made a call. It's $3 is his call. Like Jeffries is the 5-star analysts are like 14, like Bank of America 12. He's at 3. So he's at like a quarter of their value for the company of like a Bank of America analyst, or he's at a fifth of a value of their company for Jeffries. So you just have to think like Jeffries, the guy's 5-star, he's right most of the time. He's trying to be right, and these other analysts that are trying to be right are between like 10 at the low side, most 12, 14, 15, 16 at the high side. Touchdown DannyDealz. It was, I think, Montana trout fisherman who was asking me, what about Mizuho being Dan Dolev being rated only 1 star? And I was like, well, it's very simple. I only, highlight those ratings when they, comport to my narrative. I'm not going to say, oh, this guy's a piece of shit 1-star analyst because he's agreeing with what I'm saying. Don't you guys get it? It's called hypocrisy. It's how the world works. So grow up, kids. Burst that bubble. Um, let's see, guys. I got to get off this live stream. I got a lot of work to do here today. But I just wanted to check in. Just, obviously the stock's moving up to where we thought it should be. I think it's going to go up to about $8.30 here. And then we have to sort of see where we're at. I don't think it's going to necessarily like blow up to 10 or anything. Because again, there was some weakness on this ER. And we don't know what those Galileo accounts are. I mean, we do see added revenue from technology. We see financial services actually, and he made the point of saying like credit cards are freaking killing us. And we're still, contribution profit positive. And that business is like bleeding money, like nonstop. And I think Invest is the same thing. It's bleeding. Invest is just not a good setup for me. Like, I know it's simple. I know you can use it. I know they have robo investing. I know they have ETF. I know you have access to a free, but I think it's just too pedestrian. I think it's just too preschool. I think they should split the product and have a secondary, more expert invest. for people with a certain amount of money in their account, people with a certain level of experience, however they screen it. But maybe if you have, 25,000 or something in your account, you can gain access to more advanced features. Because I can understand they don't want to be like Robinhood, where everybody thinks this is still the COVID era, where stocks are just going up forever, and they come in, they put a bunch of money into options and stuff, and they just lose all their money. That doesn't help anybody get their money right. So it's an education component, and then it's a diversify the product offering. You guys own the tech stack. Why can't you do a big? Because there's plenty of software where they do a simple version and then they do a full version. Like you can do Photoshop Elements or you can do Photoshop Complete. One used to, I know it's a subscription now, but let me make my point, turds, before you correct me. One costs $99 and one costs $1,000. And one has, a lot of the functionality as the other one. It does kind of the same thing, but this one has like 100 times more advanced options and programming and code. So if you're a Photoshop expert, you're qualified, you pick that one. If you're like an average consumer or somebody who just wants to edit a few photos, you pick Elements. So why can't we implement something like that, guys? Get on it. You still don't even have fucking covered calls, Anthony Noto. Can somebody tell Anthony Noto to call me? Angela, like DannyDealz, like Jonathan, Mona. Um, why do I wish he talked like Tony Danza? It'd be so much more funny. Like adjusted EBITDA. I still just think Noto's an absolute killer. He's just a wolf in sheep's clothing. He's not even really in sheep's clothing, but he's just so he's so predictable. He's so safe until he just bites your head off next quarter. You freaking short turd scumbags. I don't know why my computer's trying to crash, but we're pushing up again, guys. Colt 44. Being that this is a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world. You feel lucky, do you? It's like, gots to know. Um, anyway, guys, I'm kind of getting far afield. I have not had any coffee. I, in fact, ran out of coffee. I can't even believe it. It's disgraceful. But my doctor said I got to drink less coffee, and because I've been drinking like 40 coffees. So just absolutely absurd amount of coffee. I may as well be healthier just to do massive amounts of cocaine. Um, Hope to see you on SoFi Weekly. Yeah. No, guys. I mean, I really think SoFi Weekly has a mix, and those guys are more experts. They're not, I have more like a stand-up comedy type of background, so I don't know if it would be a good fit because I tend to talk too much and I don't let people get in a word edgewise. But anyway, if they ever wanted me on as a guest or something, I would love it. That would be a lot of fun. So but I appreciate it, Tanner, even just having me on his show last week. It was a lot of fun, and I watch the guys so much, especially Tanner, and I do love Steve. I'm a huge Steve fanboy. I'm starting the Steve Fiorio fan club very, very soon. Um, guys, let me get through the rest of these comments really quickly because I really have to get out of here. Um, Carlos, Tanner, and Tevis, tell me a millennial name without telling me. Totally. But that's, yeah. SoFi is a better position than traditional banks. Yep, they don't have brick and mortar costs. You're absolutely right. But I pay the field even still at 44. No, dude, a single fireman just out there cruising around in his mid 40s in the ladder truck, just whistling at gorgeous Puerto Rican girls. I could see it. Um, yeah, that's true, man. If you had an ex-wife, you would not be worried about investing. That's very, very true. Like ex-wife with a fireman with an ex-wife, you would be broke, have a severe alcohol problem, and just like I said, everything I know I learned from that show with Dennis Leary, where he was like, I don't know, it's crazy. Um, Way too good for me. Yeah, mine too, Pete. That's just how it goes. When analysis gives analysts give price targets, what is the time range? Usually a year. Usually that's a year time horizon, JS. But not always. Sometimes it's their current opinion. You just have to listen to the comments. But generally speaking, it's a year that they're supposed to be diagnosing. Or like ARK Invest usually does 3 to 5. So you have to read. Don't just look at the thing. You read the comments if you can. Go so fly. Yep. 8, 12. Yeah, it's usually 12. That's the standard. But again, your mileage may vary. YMMV, guys. YMMV, turds. Yes, please. Full options trading. Who's your internet? It's Carlos. Unless we want to do a sister wife situation. I'm going to get in there, Alberto. It's purely platonic. Get your heads out of the gutter, guys. It's basically it's the same thing as this. You just comment on my channel. And then someday I hope to meet some of you guys. If any of you guys are in Southern California, we said we have more time. Maybe in the summer, we can all come out on my yacht and just have a beautiful time. Assuming SoFi goes up to like 75 by then. Maybe I'll have a yacht. He's like, what was that movie with Vince Vaughn? He's like, it's not a boat, it's a yacht. Um, God, that was another terrible Owen Wilson movie. It's like, hey guys, why don't you believe I'm 25 years old? So what if I'm 55 with a broken nose and crow's feet, just wearing about 8 pounds of foundation and blush, trying to get through this role? I look like a wax figure, you know. Me and Vince are youthful. Why not? Oh God. Um, let's see. Bobby Joe. Where's Jason Joseph? Give me more people with 2 first names. Bobby Joe. Do you know Jason Joseph? They don't even have pre-market limit order. They don't have anything, Bobby Joe. They don't even have anything. It sucks. Let's be honest. Um, Always a great show. Hey, thanks, guys. To watch rerun. What's even crazier about Chia Pet Targets 1 year from now? So far, yeah. I mean, exactly. See, he's not really. Sell to me is not a year. Like, more a buy is usually a year. I mean, if you're saying sell, it's like, how are you going to tell me to sell in a year? Like, it doesn't really make any sense. So, um, anyway, guys, I really appreciate you watching. The SoFi stock is making a move back up. If we go back, just jump back on the daily. Again, guys, things are looking really good. Next stop is 778, then $8.30. At the end of the day, results matter and fundamentals matter, and shorts are going to find that out the hard way. I wish somebody with some big money like Aunt Kathy or Uncle Prudential or Mr. Fidelity or Blackstone would just come in, just make a huge buy and just assassinate these people and just make them cover at 10. That's what I dream about. But anyway, guys, I'm looking very good today. We're well back into the channel. We never really broke support. That was a bunch of bullshit, just endless borrowing for like 12 days. No stock can hold up to that. So they drove it down below support, probably where a lot of people had stop losses there under 7, and that's fine, guys. But it is what it is. They were going to attack the stock absolutely no matter what. Anything short of a gap net profit, and that short attack was coming. So don't lose any sleep about it. They just did their thing. They made a little more money, and now we're back on track. But the bottom line is the shorts are a lot deeper than they were 2 weeks ago, and they were wrong. And they were flat out wrong. And we were right. DannyDealz was right. Shocked the world. You must have a 4-leaf clover up your ass, my friend. I think SoFi doesn't care much about their investment product. Yeah, because it's tiny. Yeah. I mean, you're right. You're right. But there are some customers with more money who would put more money and then have bank accounts there. It behooves them, Tiff, to have a somewhat more advanced product. That's my opinion. Invest was made very big. I know, guys. I know. But I'm saying, why can't they have a I know that, but why can't they have a more advanced product that at least offers some basic options functionality? I mean, I'm not saying, get day traders on the format at all, but next resistance, guys, resistance, I don't know what the resistance is. These points aren't really resistance. These are where algos step the stock down. I mean, if you want to talk about the real resistance, guys, sorry, this stupid browser keeps timing out. The real resistance is in the channel here. So, I mean, the next real resistance is going to be the 50-day moving average, which it'll meet somewhere here, around $8, and then hopefully we're breaking through $8.65 here in about 10 more trading days or less. But guys, we just have to wait and see what happens. If they continue to just short the hell out of the stock, borrow the stock, they can step on this rally. They generally do, but guys, it's very, very clear that the growth in SoFi is not going to stop. SoFi is not going to go bankrupt. Banking and lending are very profitable activities. Software is even far more profitable. Look at a company like CrowdStrike and Palantir. Look at the margins they get. SoFi should be getting somewhere between bank margins, or not margins, excuse me, multiples. SoFi should be getting some tech multiple. I mean, you can't just pretend Galileo doesn't exist. I mean, you can for now because they're not hitting those big clients, but it's not going to work that way forever. Yeah, Aunt Kathy just bought $3 million more, I think, not 3 million shares. I also think they need a good invest product. Yeah, I agree. I mean, covered calls are just a safe way for the average person to make money. It's not like, you're going to go out and lose all your money selling covered calls. So maybe some basic strategies. Maybe split the baby, Tiff. Maybe Tiff could advise Anthony Noto. Open the Tiff phone. Oh, shine a light. It says Tiff. Noto's there. He's like, Tiff needs me. Hello. She's like, get covered calls already. He's like, well, I guess you haven't heard. We've turned in 7 consecutive quarters of adjusted EBITDA, record adjusted EBITDA, and 5 consecutive quarters. Maybe Tiff's just like a total gangster. She has like a golden retriever in her thing, but in real life, she's like running like a massive street gang. Um, who knows who you people are? I have no idea. I make assumptions just because you have a golden retriever. You're all soft and cuddly. Maybe you're a monster. Maybe you're a killer. Maybe you're straight out of True Romance. The character. No, not really. I'm sure Tiff is a very normal, nice person. Given the growth in this tier, ER could get a good multiple. No, too expensive. He won't pay. That's funny. Yeah, Tiff's maybe on a contract basis. If you could bring her in as like a hired gun. Oh, Tiff is a he. I'm sorry. I thought it was Tiffany. What does the name mean then? Anyway, guys, you guys are so hard to predict. Like, just somebody good. Somebody. Oh, is this? You guys are messing with each other. Where's Jason Joseph? Somebody I can understand. Somebody with 2 first names begin with the same letter. So it's fun to say. Somebody wearing a purple dress shirt. Jason Joseph. I'm kind of upset you weren't here today. No, not really. I'm sure he has to work and stuff. Anyway, guys, I appreciate it. You guys talk to each other. Continue to talk to each other in the chat if you so choose. I'm going to go get some work done. I appreciate it. Once again, Princess J, I love you very much. I know you're not watching anymore, but mwah, mwah. And to all of you, mwah, mwah, mwah. And I'll curtsy. You can't see it, but guys, appreciate you joining me. Thanks a lot. It is Topper time check. It's Halloween, 10/31/2023, 10:39 in the AM out here in beautiful sunny Los Angeles. Hope it's a great day wherever you are. You guys have a safe and happy Halloween. Firehouse Pete, good luck picking up chicks down at the firehouse with the 20-year-olds. Pete's the old guy, not old. I mean, he's younger than me, but he's like the guy the younger guys look up to. Like, how do you parlay this fireman's uniform into picking up these hot chicks walking around in these summer dresses? Like, come here, Rook. Let me explain something to you. Like, by the way, leave a 20 for lunch, and I'm going to tell you all about it. Anyway, guys, you have a great day. Thanks, Air Force. I see you coming in there. Labradoodle. Sorry, my eyes aren't that good, and it's extremely small on my cheap ancillary monitor. Catch you in a few. Thanks, Air Force. Appreciate it, man. She is my girlfriend. Yes. My unit. My one and only. Yeah, I'm not married, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. Hey guys, you guys have a great day. It's Poco, Moss. It's DannyDealz. Appreciate you all, and to all, a good night. And seriously, guys, be safe out there. Don't do nothing stupid. These holidays, when stupid things happen, don't end up arrested, or don't end up, don't drink and drive. Call an Uber. There's no excuses these days, guys. So be smart, be safe. If you have kids, make sure they're well illuminated, lit up like a Christmas tree. Because it's not the drunks necessarily you have to worry about anymore that early in the day. It's the goddamn people on their cell phones. And these Uber guys who are like taking a food order on a laptop over here. It's like the cops. They have those like right-hand laptops. Well, the Uber guys doing the right-hand laptop, the phone and everything and all that, So let's be safe out there, guys. And let's assume the cars do not see them little kids. Even on Halloween, people are stupid. Smart, safe, sane, un poco más, DannyDealz. All you guys have a great Halloween. Peace.